Back in 1977, I was working for the American Cancer Society. I'd been a volunteer with them for 5 years before that, and the last few years I was almost a full-time volunteer. I was lecturing on smoking throughout the city of Chicago. Well, that particular year, an event came into play. The first time, it was the Great American Smokeout. This thing was huge. It was like so well covered by the media, by all the news agencies, by entertainment talk shows. The magazines, the newspapers were just running lots and lots of articles leading up to this event. And it was trying to get Americans to just pick this one day to commit to quit smoking. There wasn't a lot of information put out at that point about how to do it. This is before there was an industry that was trying to get people to buy products to quit smoking. This was when it was just kind of maybe a little bit naive, but pure approach to try to get people to stop. The reason I said it was naive, because even at the time I felt that they put this tremendous effort to get people to just go one day, just get a day to see what it's like. And then after that day, there wasn't a whole lot done, message-wise, encouragement-wise. There just wasn't much done to help sustain that quit. So what they did is they started, got a bunch of people to quit smoking. They went into withdrawal, and there was nothing to follow it up of any significance. Little, maybe local stations did things, but not on a national scale. I always felt that was a limitation of that particular project. Well, now we have not only the Great American Smokeout, but there's World No Tobacco Day, and actually now there's something new that started, and this is, I think, only in the UK, but it's Stopober. So it's to quit smoking for a month. Now, I wish they had done this back in '77 with the smokeout to make it a month. Start people, yes, but follow through, continue delivering the message, the importance of sticking with what they were doing. And that would have happened back then if they did a long program. Nowadays, though, when these events occur, whether it be the smokeout, the World No Tobacco Day, or what's happening, I suspect, with Stopober, nowadays it's not this kind of pure motivation to just get people to really, really quit smoking. In a way, it's been taken over by industries that can make a lot of money if they get people to try to quit smoking. Not necessarily to pull it off. That's not really, this seems to be the big game plan when you see what's going on with a lot of these promotions that go on. It's how to get people to buy products to quit smoking. And it's changed the dynamics of these programs. The last 20 years that I was doing clinics, I never would do clinics if I could help it during the week of the Great American Smokeout. I didn't even want to do it the week leading into the Great American Smokeout because all of a sudden you would get more and more media coverage. They would start to release all the studies they could find that would say, oh no, if you do this, it'll double your success. Whatever you do, don't go cold turkey. These things will double your success. So here I would be trying to do a clinic where I'm, getting people who have committed to quitting cold turkey. They're coming in, they're doing fine, but they keep reading in the newspaper and they keep hearing in, the news reports that, oh no, this isn't the way to quit. This will double your success. I had to waste a lot of time in the class explaining why they were hearing what they were hearing. If I just waited till the day after it was over, or the week after it was over, that I'd start on a Tuesday and the smokeout was always on a Thursday. If I just waited until that next Tuesday, the coverage was over, and now we could focus on what really was important. It was just quitting smoking. I know the line. It's common. It's going to be used, I think, forever. Whatever you do, just if you do this, you'll double your success. Let's understand. If you quit cold turkey and you make it stick to the commitment to never take another puff, you stick to that, you got 100% chance of success. 100%. If you don't take a puff on a cigarette, you quit, you don't take a puff, you're never going back to smoking. 100% guarantee. You can't double that by any means. There's nothing you can do to double 100% effort or 100% success. It's not complicated to quit smoking. It shouldn't be expensive to quit smoking. It should cost you nothing. All you need to do to quit, again, is to get nicotine out of your system and not administer it again. you will be able to stay smoke-free. So, yes, the reality of today is, tobacco control is going to, if they get into campaigns, you're going to be bombarded by information. You're going to be bombarded by state-of-the-art approaches. I hope you take these campaigns, though. If you're thinking about quitting smoking because of these massive, amounts of information that maybe you're getting about quitting smoking, and maybe it does motivate you, I want you to do research. I do. I want you to understand what needs to be done. And I'm not saying to research me. I could care less. I'm not saying to look at any of our sites or our materials. Could care less if you do that. If you want to do some research, go find the people you know, your family, your friends, your co-workers, the people you know who you knew as smokers years ago, or, just maybe last year, but they were smokers for a long time, and now they don't smoke anymore. And they've been off all nicotine for a year. I'm not saying how they quit. I'm not putting any kind of caveat on this. If you knew them as smokers and you know they haven't touched any nicotine for at least a year or longer, go find out what they did. Go find out how they quit. That's the research. That's what's going to answer your question in real world terms of how people successfully quit smoking. The more and more people you talk to like this, I'm not even going to tell you what you're going to find out. You'll just find it out. The more people you talk to who are long-term success stories, the more you're going to realize that quitting is possible. You're going to see this in these real people you know, and you're going to learn a technique on how to do it. If you want to quit smoking and you want to stay off, go find out what they did and replicate it. If you do that, you will quit smoking. They quit smoking, you will quit smoking. Find out what they did and replicate it. And once you got to quit going, all you need to do to be able to keep it going for the duration of your life, if that's what you choose, is simply to make and stick to a personal commitment to never take another puff.